oil prices rise as Iran and US strikes slow traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. That's the headline from the New York Times, reported by Laura Stevens. After a week of declines, oil prices reversed course on Wednesday, climbing above $90 a barrel as fresh attacks in the Middle East reignited fears about energy supplies. The United States and Saudi Arabia said they struck Iranian-backed militias in Iraq, while Iran said it fired missiles at U.S. military targets in the region. At the same time, the Iranian-backed Houthi militia in Yemen claimed it launched missiles at a Saudi oil tanker, the latest move in its announced blockade of Saudi shipping through the Red Sea. The Houthis' efforts to restrict traffic in the Bab al-Mandab Strait, a key alternative route to the Strait of Hormuz, have opened a new front in the broader conflict with Iran. Those blockade threats had pushed global oil prices higher earlier, before a few days without major fighting between the US and Iran allowed prices to ease. On Wednesday, Brent crude, the international benchmark, jumped more than 7% to $90 a barrel for September delivery, and October contracts rose nearly 6% to about $87. West Texas Intermediate, the U.S. benchmark, gained about 7% to around $88 a barrel. Even with the recent pullback, oil is still up more than 20% since the war began. Investors are now focused on the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway between Iran and Oman that normally carries as much as 1/5 of the world's oil supply. Any disruption there can ripple through global markets. In equity markets, the S&P 500 dipped slightly at the open as traders waited for the Federal Reserve's afternoon announcement, which is widely expected to keep interest rates steady. The Federal Reserve is widely expected to keep its benchmark interest rate unchanged later today, a decision that could influence investor appetite for risk assets. Asian markets were mixed. Chinese indexes posted small gains, but South Korea's Kospi fell 6% and Japan's Nikkei closed 1.5% lower. The sell-off in Asia was driven by concerns that tech companies may be overspending in the artificial intelligence race, a theme that has weighed on sentiment across the region. In Europe, the Stoxx 600 edged lower. At the pump, the national average gasoline price fell 1 cent to $4.09 a gallon, according to AAA, though that's still about 37% higher than when the war started. Gas prices typically lag crude moves by a few days. That's the latest on energy and markets. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.